Hey guys, what's going on? So today I'll be sharing some basic information about Penelope and also explain how I personally feel about the suit itself. So to me, Penelope is a pretty fun suit that is very relatable to see in terms of gameplay when having its fixed flight armor equipped. It also personally feels sort of like an A- suit in relation to tier due to how easy and powerful the suit actually is. I also find Penelope to be a reasonably good front suit because of its consistent pressure, especially with its ability to deploy 2 funnel missiles after each main gun shot that's released. And something I highly suggest you guys to take note of is that when you reach 420 HP, you will lose the flight armor and gain access to Odysseus' toolset. This is because that for each counter damage you take, your flight armor charges will drop. This can be monitored by looking at the very last ability on the lower right screen. This also makes your previous Admiral fronting ability slightly hindered and forces you to play sort of more conservatively due to the less overall pressure output Odysseus offers. The armor then becomes a cooldown that you must rely on in order to maintain a dominant front position. Its mechanics can somewhat be relatable to how NTD works when you play Banshee. If you are overcosted, the same effect will be applied and you will respawn as Odysseus with flight armor being available as a cooldown. Don't get me wrong, it's not like Odysseus is a terrible burden to have, it's just that its abilities seem to be more suited for self-defense and less on the offensive side. But when you compare Penelope's abilities with flight armor equipped next to C, it seems like Penelope is slightly better. It possesses more main gun ammo, which is pretty much a luxury because missiles will have better tracking compared to an unbuffed C. And it's pretty hazardous if you shoot that shit and like 4 shots in a row. The missiles will be pretty annoying to deal with, trust me. And the funnel missile sub ability also seems to move faster than C's as well. You can also have the ability to maneuver around either left or right depending on which directional input you choose when you press BC. I also find it fun as hell to use it multiple times, and also believe it makes landing punish shots slightly easier when timed correctly. I also have a weird hunch that it slightly corrects your bullet's tracking pattern when used, but like I said before, it's just a hunch. I haven't really tested it out enough in free mode to fully confirm it. And the only 2 negative aspects about this DLC I found was that Penelope's AC seems to have a pretty long startup time when you attempt to use it when compared to C's, and that it's also slightly annoying to be forced to enter Odysseus when your armor charges are depleted for its life. I'm not really a fan of this mechanic and just kind of wish that they made it an optional mode swap, sort of like how the Gundam X DLC works. But yeah, overall Penelope is an enjoyable suit that is incredibly easy to use, but just requires you to mainly monitor your flight armor and to also decide if it's really worth losing it early in the fight. And the final thing I would like to say is that I actually love the Penelope's design, mostly because of how quote-unquote bulky it actually looks. But yeah guys, that just about wraps up this review for Penelope. The final review coming up next is for Nobel. So as usual, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, share with friends that are deciding on which DLC to buy, and I will see you guys later.